Hey YouTube, just a quick follow-up to Dobson 777. I did the interview the other day with him. We ended up mostly talking about real estate and bullion, all kinds of things. The main content was meant to be about buying investment grade gold jewellery. Sorry, having a drink here. New Year's Eve, happy New Year's everyone. So I thought I did a video. Big long video, about 10-15 minutes long, but I swore a lot in it. I'm generally someone that swears a lot, so I said I took it down, and then I said I'd redo the video where I don't swear as much because he tries to keep his content family friendly, so I'm trying to make it compatible with his page more so because he was the one that wanted to interview me. So long story short, I've been a bit of a gold bug, depending on who you speak to. Some people say I'm a gold nut. Bit of a gold bug for a long time. Gold and silver, platinum, rhodium. Made some good money on rhodium. I have had gold jewellery in the past, and I had a quantity of gold in my off-site storage. And it occurred to me one day, like when people were, even the gold bug community they weren't making any money. It's in the doldrums for 5 years, particularly silver. And people were getting sick of it. And then I started looking at Gumtree, which is like our free classifieds, like Facebook Marketplace. It's owned by eBay, and I was able to find quite a number of chains. I was planning on spending about 7-8 grand on a decent size gold chain. So that's it there. It's 9 carat, and I've got the bracelet as well, matching bracelet. So it's actually quite a big, chunky chain. It's 426 grams of 9 carat gold. So it works out to 5.26 ounces. Roughly, it could be a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on how you work it out. I paid a little over 9 grand, including shipping. So I basically got it at the time for melt value before the gold price broke out. I knew it was breaking out at that point. I read the chart and I went, once it crosses this line, it's going to jump about $300, which I think it jumped a little bit more than that. I basically purchased as gold did that. Now the guy selling it probably almost certainly wasn't paying attention to the gold price the way I was, and I knew that move was going to happen. It was almost I'd give it a 90-95% probability at that point, just because I've been following the chart. I know how to read the charts, and I basically bought the chain and bracelet for melt value. Like if I had to smelt it, it might cost me $500-800, but I'd have a bit over 5 ounces of gold. So, I'm similar to Dobson, which is why he had me on. I have a lot of real estate. I have a lot of, I do the shares, and honestly anything cryptocurrency. I do all kinds of things. Long story short, at the end of the day, everyone knows what you need gold for. You could be talking big inflation, deflation, end of the world, all kinds of ridiculous things that probably won't happen, but they can and they do, and they happen regularly enough. Not often in the West, but they do. They have happened in the West, and they will happen again in the West. So the way I look at it is, instead of having it sit in a box, collect dust, potentially get lost or stolen or whatever, I have it on me. I can enjoy it. It costs me, I think, maybe even slightly less than the bullion at the time, and it's the same quantity. So you can enjoy it. You can wear it around with you. The only issue you may have if you're I'm a 100-kilo guy. I'm 6 foot. I can sort of handle myself okay, better than okay. If you're a little scrawny guy, maybe the big gold jewellery might not be for you. Maybe you want to go with some higher carat, smaller gold jewellery, which could be the same value, but it could be a third of the size or half the size. And you're not going to attract the attention of people that would know the value of something like that. It's quite obvious to people wearing this. They have a reasonably good idea it's worth a little bit, but it doesn't worry me at all. So that's my only concern. But the other thing I will say is, I've had a lot of people say to me, are you concerned at all wearing this gold chain in public? And the honest answer to that is, since buying it, now the last gold chain I had was it wasn't small, but it was still decent, 14 carat. Used to get a few looks. This thing is like driving a say a really nice road bike or something, it gets a lot of looks, like everyone looks at it. But what they tend to do, and this is, I had to buy it to realise this, is they look at me and they look at the ground. They either think I'm a drug dealer or a mafia hitman or whatever. You know, I'm none of those things. I'm just a property guy. But at the end of the day, that is a desirable thing for me because it tells me that people aren't prepared to have a go because they don't know what they're dealing with, and they wouldn't. And so, but for someone else, maybe if you're a smaller person, maybe you want to take that in consideration. Maybe get a higher carat, smaller chain would be safer for you. I'm fine. The other thing is 9 carat, you're getting a stronger chain. Now, if you ask a jeweler, jewelers will tell you what jewelers will tell you. You know, 9 carat is stronger, generally speaking, than 18 carat. Now, I've had my 14 carat bracelet and chain. It's been back 3 times for repair because it's so, it wears fairly easily. I've had to get it repaired 3 times, which does cost a little bit of money. So you've got to add that into your working out for what you're paying. The other thing with the bigger gold chains is there's a limited selection of buyers for these chains. So only so many people have 10 grand or whatever lying around, particularly around this time, Christmas time. So if you're bidding on the larger, higher quality gold chains, excuse me, then you're going to only be bidding with probably yourself, maybe one other person, and chances are that other person isn't going to have the money then and there to buy it. And not only did I buy this chain, I paid, I asked him to list it on eBay, and I paid half his final valuation fee. I took a little bit of a risk buying it sight unseen, which, because I knew sort of what I was looking at pretty well, I know the product very well. I took a little bit of a risk doing that, and I got it here, I acid tested it, it's all perfectly fine. So you can buy an acid test kit. If you've handled it over the years, you generally know the traits that gold has. It's non-magnetic generally. Where it is magnetic is around the clasp, because there are some metal springs and things in the clasp that can be magnetic. The rest of it shouldn't be magnetic. We have mostly 9 carat in Australia. America is 10 carat and above. 9 carats technically in the rest of the world not considered gold. It's only 10 carat, so it's really like this one. I've tested it. It's actually closer to 10 than it is to 9. You can actually tell by the way the acid reacts on the chain. But long story short, if you're buying a large quantity of gold and leaving it sit in a cupboard or in a shoebox or wherever you've got it, off-site storage, look at big gold chains, because one of the big benefits is you can wear it, obviously. You can potentially avoid capital gains tax depending on where you are. Now, those rules will be different on whichever country you're in. So if I sell this is not investment grade gold jewellery because it's 9 carat. Now, if it was 24 carat in Australia, it would be considered a cash alternative. 9 carat is not. So it is, as far as I know, it's capital gains tax free. I'm just selling a piece of jewellery versus selling 5 ounces of gold when they're actually one and the same. You know, if I ever did decide to sell it, I do honestly believe there will be a time I won't be able to walk around wearing it. That time, I think maybe 3-4 years away, I think there'll be a time when I will not want to walk down the street wearing it, for obvious reasons that I probably don't have to explain to the people watching this video. Negative interest rates would be one of the main drivers of this, and just the commodity cycle I believe is going to come on pretty hard shortly. Anyway, that was the crux of the whole, what I intended to do the video with Dobson, and we just ended up talking mostly about real estate and other things because I do that as well. So I will link this video on the original thing we did. I'll send it to him now as a comment, and shoot me questions. Had a bit of a problem with 10x with my cryptocurrency debit card, and it was a big shit fight. This thing I had with 10x, it was $700-800 I had it. They just basically locked me out of the account. I just want to say thanks to the people who commented, the painter, the girl's name, I've forgotten the name already. Got the coloured icons. Thank you for commenting on my page, I believe, because I started to spam their Twitter feed. And I think just seeing those comments, seeing it's an active YouTube account, and You know, I got 3,000 odd subscribers there, so that actually, I think, got that situation resolved. I said, look, I'm just going to start doing videos on 10x stealing $800 off me. It's not a lot of money. $800 is a lot of money to anyone, I believe. You know, so it's not so. It stressed me out. 2 days, 3 days of worrying about this $800. Potentially lost it, which is something you accept in cryptocurrency, but $800 to anyone is a significant amount of money. So I only put as much in crypto as I can afford to lose. $800, it hurts, but I will continue on. It wouldn't have been a big deal. But still, it still stresses me out. I still worry about it. So thanks to those people that commented and helped me out with that. That was a really big help, particularly this time of year. I've got a house I'm about to start renovating up at Rockhampton I've just bought. And that $800 will probably go towards an air conditioner or something. I don't know what I'll use it for. Anyway, Happy New Year, and have a safe one. Don't DUI. You know, stay home if you can. And yeah, just have a safe and Happy New Year's. And I'll see you in the new year with, I'm going to do a review of this, which is the Graco Ultramax fine finish, low pressure, top of the line spray. Because I'm not actually painting at the moment, I can't do as many painting videos. But the spray review, I was actually the first one on YouTube to review the original spray, long before Idaho House Painter with most of his videos that he steals off me, and that's not a joke, he steals literally all his videos off me. And that one, I actually rubbished it when it first came out. This one actually so far looks really, really good. So I'll give it an honest review, whether the thing works, whether it doesn't. It cost me about $1,100, but that review should come in the new year. Yeah, well, hopefully